Well, it all started when my mother was not taking care of us. My mother was doing drugs, and they took us away.
That voiceover came from like 3 separate interviews. We never used a sit-down interview. So there was Love. There were scenes like with Love with the baby where she'd talk to the camera, people would talk to the camera. A lot of verite scenes where it really is very fly on the wall. Also, a lot of the information was done in voiceover, often in sort of dreamlike imagery, because it became their interior dialogue. So instead of just giving information, it was more ruminating on their experience, both Love and Diane.
After I got out of the group home and I was discharged to my mother, after all the years I waited, I thought at least I would have a happy family, you know? We're gonna be together. The way I always wanted it to be, and it wasn't.
Love and Diane has absolutely no score. There are several places where there is incidental music. People are dancing, or in the beginning you hear the music, but they're singing, the people are packing and singing.
I'm going, back, coming. If I got to choose the coast, I got to choose the east. I live out there, so go there.
It's such an emotional, powerful story that the idea of putting music there, which often is incredible help, it took everything over the top. It's like you couldn't stand it, you know. And we tried music, we put it in, we always ended up pulling it out. And part of it also, I think, had to do with both Love and Diane spoke so beautifully, and their voices, in a way, had a rhythm that had a musical quality, and it just felt like music always ended up feeling like overkill.
We was in pairs at first, but then they separated us up, put us different places. They put me in one foursome, I ran away. They put me in another foursome, and I ran away. Then they put me in another foursome, then I went to the group home.
And we used cards, something we fought, and we were struggling to sometimes tell some incredibly complicated information about the social services and child welfare. And then we were like, oh, let's just put a card up, you know, and saved ourselves a huge amount of time. So there are a lot of elements that went into this film.
My mother used to tell me every year I was going to go home, but I never went home. She'd say, look, you're going to come home this year, and I never went. Until 5 years later. And I went home.